vintage Vegeta Namek from Dragon Ball Z. This old school Vegeta action figure. Look how cool this one looks. Battle damage. This is from these Frieza Saga, where Frieza beats down Vegeta on the planet Namek. A really cool action figure. Look at that, with the blue spandex and the armor and the boots. Now technically he didn't even have this color on the boots, which is kind of weird. It's just white boots itself. Other thing I want to point out is the suit. It's not even blue. It's more like of a dark blue color. I wouldn't want to use the word black, but like dark blue color that he wears. Yeah, a really cool figure that I enjoy and adore and love having. I think it says where this specific toy from. This is from Jax Pacific 2003. Very old school toy with the white gloves and the suit of it. Look at that. Can't go wrong with this guy. And Vegeta, knowing that he's my favorite character in Dragon Ball. The hair. And yeah. The scratches behind the armor, so that's pretty cool. Now, most of these toys are not new. They're all used figures that I have. So I got them used. They're not new. Oh, actually no, maybe just one, I think. But yeah, we're gonna look at some of my other action figures that I have, old school or vintage Dragon Ball Z action figure, and yeah, we're gonna go check them all out. So we're gonna go one by one, and yeah, this figure you can also swivel around and the merry-go-round. Vegeta, you could even see the abs on it. Pretty cool. Alrighty, let's move on to the next figure that I want to show as well. Now we have Jace from the Ginyu Force, an Australian fighter. I guess that's what most people would say about this character. Jace from the Ginyu Force. You can see the insignia right there on his armor. He wears the armor he's given. Long white hair. And there's a little blue stuff on it. I don't know how it got there, but it's there. And he has this cool looking scouter on his face. Jace. You can move the arms, but unfortunately you cannot extend the arms. It's already like positioned like that, you know, like an L shape for both sides. So yeah, trying to show the inside of the hair. It's just hollow plastic in here. As you can see, you can probably see my hand or my thumb being placed inside, but just hollow. I don't want to break the hair because look, I feel like it's gonna break loose or something. We have the legs. You could articulate these, extend, and then like that. And then same with the other one. Where's this one from? I think those are from Jax. Fun. I don't even know. Some of these toys I don't even know where they're from, but this one is like from the year 2000, so my guess is from Jax Pacific or Hasbro. I don't know. I don't know where these brands are from, but they're cool to have though. So we got Jace from the Ginyu Force. Oh yeah, my favorite character. Alrighty, moving on to the next action figure. Alrighty, now we have Ascended Super Saiyan Trunks. Oh my, look at the hairstyle of this character. It's going crazy. Super Saiyan. This action figure is pretty good. I actually like this one a lot too. So you can articulate the arms. Check out the armor, and then over here as well. Look at that. Cool. And this is where he was gonna go fight against Final Form Cell. Oh, look at that. The eyes, the spandex suit, and the boots with the yellow pointed things, the yellow tips on it. Look back here. Whoa, the armor as well. Where's this one from? Doesn't say. Irwin Toys. Okay, so this is from Irwin. Oh, maybe the Jace character might be from Irwin too. But yeah, really nice Trunks Super Saiyan figure. Can't go wrong with Trunks, the hero who actually, eliminates or takes out the bad guys quickly rather than spend time just talking to them, Like he gets the job done. That's why Trunks is like the GOAT in my opinion. So, I will not let you take this world. No. Yeah. Super Saiyan Trunks. A cool action figure. You can't go wrong with this guy, so. Really awesome figure. And he's from the future too. Oh, is it like 20 years from the future, I think? That's what he said. Yeah, 20 years from the future. His timeline is just sad. Everyone's gone. His master Gohan is gone. And it's just him. Which is why he went back to the past to warn the Z fighters about the upcoming androids. Yeah. Alrighty. Moving on to the next action figure. Look right here. Okay, cool. Alright, moving on to the next one. Alrighty, speaking of androids, we have Android 17, created by Dr. Gero. Cool, isn't it? A young boy who was taken, correct me if I'm wrong, where he was taken. He was originally human, but then he was created or converted as an android, so. The Red Ribbon Army, Dr. Gero, a mad scientist who creates androids for the Red Ribbon Army. But now we have 17. This is from Irwin, I say. Yeah, Irwin. Year what? 2001. Wow, these figures are old school. 2001. The boots, behind the pants, the green socks, and like the shoes. I like those. I always find 17 really a cool, interesting character. Claiming for him to be like the most powerful fighter, or the ultimate machine, that is. Look at that. The hair, everything. Not gonna lie, I thought when I really first saw Android 17, I thought Android 17 was a girl because of the hair. But, I found out it was a guy, so hopefully I'm not the only one who thought that way. But yeah, the boots, the nice detailing on the shoe. Nice, isn't it? On both sides. And then he goes on fighting Cell, and then fights on Piccolo. Yeah. Unfortunately, there's no extendable hand, so you can't even open the hands. They're just closed fist. He wears an orange scarf, blue jeans or ripped jeans, and sneakers once again. But yeah, Android 17, a cool action figure, and I'm glad I have this one. So, yeah. Alright, moving on to my next action figure I have here. Whoa, now we got final superior android that Dr. Gero created. Cells gather from all sorts of fighters on planet Earth, or ever walk the Earth, and put into one being, which is this monster you see right here, Cell. I will become complete. Unfortunately, you cannot extend the tail, so that's gonna be as is, you know. But it's cool to have, you know, blue and everything. But yeah, a cool looking android. And funny, I do actually have all the transformation of Cell, so let's take a look at the other form of Cell I have here. This was when he absorbed Android 17, so let's check that out. Now we have Cell's second transformation. Wow, check out this facial expression, very menacing indeed. This is where you already absorb Android 17 and becomes this. Not a bad figure. If I'm being honest, this was really hard to find. I was lucky enough to find him in eBay a long time ago, so, and he was pricey too, not even cheap to begin with. But yeah, so you could twist them around if you want to put it that way. I guess you can, or not really, because it's just like very stiff, so I don't want to risk it breaking the figure. But look at the feet now, we have them in orange. And we got the tail right here, which I like because you could actually move the tail, and it's plastic too, so yeah, you can actually move the tail in any way you can. You see there's like 3 holes which allows it to move it, but I try not to move it just because like I feel like I'm gonna break it, as you can see right there. So I try not to move it as much. Don't want to risk breaking the figure. And it's weird too because there's no spots on the behind of the Cell figure. Funny, huh? I guess they just got tired of painting the spots. But yeah, Cell. And speaking of Cell's other transformation, I do have his final form as well. Let's take a look at that. I'm coming for you, Android 18. If it's the last thing I'll do. Alright, let's take a look at that. Cell's final transformation. Alrighty, now we have Cell's final transformation, or perfect Cell. This is how he looked when he's complete. Yeah, look at that, the wings, the little absorbing thing, the needle, and like the legs or the foot. Cool, isn't he? And then look at the inside. This is kind of weird. I don't know why they designed the wing to be like this from the inside. It's kind of weird. You see? Kind of weird. And another weird thing is he's missing like the purple thing on his face. So I guess they forgot to add that part to it for Cell. Yeah. I am perfect. Yeah, so I bought this figure loose as well at a vintage toy store. The only thing I didn't like about this figure is just too loose. Like the whole hip towards legs is just too loose. Look at that. Way too loose. Can you like wobble it or something? I don't know. I don't really like this. But the arms are stiff though. That's a good sign. But yeah, we got all forms of Cell here. But alrighty, let's move on to the next figure I have here as well. Oh, now we have Krillin, the Earthling hero fighter, martial artist, a bald fighter, a short midget fighter with the 6 things on his symbol back here. Krillin. Well, it's funny though, this figure's pretty big for a size of Krillin. But yeah. Alright, you give us the Dragon Ball so we can wish back our friends. But yeah, Krillin, a cool character, which I love. I want to get all those Street Fighters, but not all of them have like the I don't know, not everyone has an action figure of like a vintage toy, as far as I'm aware. But yeah, cool figure, isn't he? Krillin. Alrighty, let's take a look at another Street Fighter I have here. Oh yeah. Alrighty, now we have Tien Shinhan, another Street Fighter from Dragon Ball Z. A very underrated character, which in my opinion deserves a nice power boost. But that's just me though. He has 3 eyes and 1 eye in the middle. We don't even know if he's human or an alien, but I want to say he's an alien just because he has a 3rd eye. And then yeah, the usual green suit he wears. Of course the shirt's different, so this is not what he wears. It's all torn up. I guess he was in mid-battle or something. And then like the green gauntlets he has. And like the hands. If I'm being honest, I don't know what brand this figure is. But I bought it off, same thing. Loose, Dragon Ball Z 10 years anniversary. Maybe it'll tell me down here. Oh, never mind. Jax Pacific 2003. How silly of me. So it's from Jax Pacific. I always forget the toys that are made, or they could tell you in the bottom of the boot or the shoe, or sometimes behind the leg. But yeah, Tien Shinhan. You can also rotate this character around and around in a merry-go-round. And yeah. Yeah, this guy's cool. The shoes, the black shoes he wears, and like the yellow thing around it. But yeah, I'm glad I have this figure too. Tien Shinhan, a cool character from Dragon Ball Z. Can't go wrong with this guy. Nope, not at all. Alrighty, let's take a look at another Dragon Ball Z action figure that I have. Here was me. Let's take one last look for Tien. Alright. Let's check them out. Alright, now we have the Saiyan Nappa. Now, you may have seen them in my short videos on YouTube, but that's okay. I'm more than happy to share them again on this video. So, of course, the Saiyan Nappa. The Saiyan Invasion. A cool character. Look at that. The classic armor he has on. I've always been a big fan of the armors. Hands down, I just love the design of the armors. They're so cool. And yeah, this is where he still works for Frieza, but he takes orders from Vegeta. A cool, great villain. If anything, out of all 3 Saiyans from the first season, this one caused more destruction than any other Saiyan. So props to Nappa for being ruthless on that first season. And then the armor, his tail. And then we got the gauntlets. Cool, isn't he? I've always been a big fan of these gauntlets too. Very unique. Now we have the open hand. Cool, isn't it? And yeah, you can articulate the figure. Where is this one from? Irwin, another Owen action figure. Yeah. Earth is due. What's up? With that bright yellow and blue armor he wears on. It's a little bit scratched up. It's been played over the years, but that's okay. You can also rotate the figure as well. That looks weird. this figure unfortunately doesn't have a scouter, so there's a hole in the ear. So therefore, he came with the scouter, but in this case, he doesn't have it. Again, I might just buy some of these figures brand new and make an unboxing video of them, but all in due time, you know. Napa, cool villain. Speaking of these Saiyans coming to Earth, there's another Saiyan here that also came to Earth as well, was Nappa. And it's pretty obvious who you know it might be. So let's take a look at that other action figure that, just show up real quick, that I have here as well. Now, if you guessed Vegeta, you guessed right. So, the Prince of all Saiyans, Vegeta. It's been a while now showing this particular figure. Not my typical favorite one, because I don't like the way this one is sculpted, but yeah. And it's just plastic, you can't even articulate the figure. This one is I think Jack specific, don't get me wrong. But yeah, Vegeta. This is the Namek Saga he wears, the suit he wears on Namek. You could also like take out the armor and then just have him like that with just the blue spandex. You cannot even twist the body or anything, so it's just like one stiff plastic. And look at that butt right there. And yeah, so again, the armor, you can remove them, and yeah, you can just like have them stick together. There's like two peg holes right there that you can see, and then just stick them like that. And now we have them without the armor. Give me that, I need that. And then boom, just like that, he's back wearing the armor. I like this. My favorite design of Vegeta wearing the Namek Saga, or wearing this armor on the planet Namek, going up against all the enemies he hates, you know, especially Frieza. Alright, let's take another look at another figure that I have here. Oh wait, before I do that, you could also move the arms up, but if you do that, it's just gonna break, so, you see, that's why I don't like doing that. Alright, let's take a look at another figure I have here. Now we have Frieza. Well, third form Frieza, that is. I unfortunately don't even have all the other forms of Frieza, but I just have this one as of now. An ugly monster Frieza, third form. Looks like an alien. I like all the lines and details and everything. Not bad, isn't it? Cool figure. So I guess I have, you know. Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. This one came with an accessory where like he shoots out a fireball and then you put it in there. It's like a firing mechanism. There's a button down here that you shoot out and it just shoots out the ball. But I don't have that, so yeah. Not the best figure, but it is what it is, right? Frieza's third form. Yeah. I'll give you one last look, so we can take a look at the other figures I have here. But yeah, Frieza's third form. Also move the head around too. Yep. But yeah, it's just pretty much it of third form Frieza. Alrighty, moving on to the next figure I have here as well. Berter, the fastest member of the Ginyu Force. Oh, now we have a broken scouter. But either way, Berter, one of my favorite characters of the Ginyu Force as well. The insignia, the armor, a blue type of alien fighter. Black pants and white boots. This is from Irwin Toys as well. I actually enjoy playing with this one a lot. I don't know why. I just think Bird is such a cool character. An alien character, you know. Yeah, actually I am. Just don't know when. But yeah, Birder, the fastest blue, or the fastest character in Dragon Ball Z. According to him, right? Birder. We are the Ginyu Force. Yeah. I just love the armor too. The red eyes and the mouths and the teeth. And the inside right here. And the side of it. Yeah, a cool character. Alrighty, my friends. Let me show you my last Dragon Ball Z action figure that I have with me. So long, Birder. Until next time. Oh yeah, I saved the best for last. We got Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan. An old school Broly figure. The OG Broly. Not bad. Look at that. Very old school figure. I like the yellow gauntlets he has. The armor. The hair. The robe he wears, I guess. Broly. He just looks like a Lego block or something. It's just too blocky kind of figure. I don't know. But this one loose as well. China. I don't even know where this one's from. Doesn't tell me. But yeah, I bought this loose. Personally, I don't even like this broken Broly. It's just too bulky, too blocky. I don't know. There's so much you can rotate. You can't even rotate the whole body, or you guys swallow it. But yeah, and the whole vintage Broly. And yeah, Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan, who's officially now canon in the Dragon Ball Z, or in the Dragon Ball universe timeline. What fans wanted for him to be canon. But alrighty, my friends, that's all about it. That's my entire Dragon Ball Z vintage action figure collections, as far as I'm aware, as far as I'm looking around. But yeah, from like the old 2000,